All right, guys. So now this was the other day before the voting in New Hampshire, and Trump ended up winning. It was like 55. He got 55%. Nikki Haley got 44%. They both actually overperformed the polls, mostly because the polls previously included Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy in all of them. But I mean, look, the race is effectively over. Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee unless, something wild happens, like he gets removed from the ballot or goes to prison or whatever, or dies. Any of those things can happen, but that's where we are. Well, he was giving a speech just before the voting in New Hampshire. And look, I don't know how else to say this. I think this is the fairest way to say it. He gave us a very Biden-esque moment here. Now, Biden, of course, there's an endless litany of compilations of Joe Biden struggling to get through his sentence, saying something silly, wandering backstage, looking for somewhere to go and not finding it. Like, we've seen all these things from Biden. The senior moments, let's say. But look, Trump has his fair share of them too. And there are more and more compilations of these things coming out with Trump. Repeatedly saying he ran against Barack Obama. What? Repeatedly saying that Nikki Haley was responsible for security on January 6th when he meant to say Nancy Pelosi. They're both, they're both, it's not just that they're old, it's that they've both definitely lost multiple steps. But this was one of the biggest ones yet from Trump. So I'm going to play the video for you here. Go ahead. Try your best to make sense of this from Trump.
We are a nation where fentanyl and other forms of illegal drugs are easier to get than groceries to feed our beautiful families.
Okay, that's not the gaffe, but think about how stupid what he just said is. It's easier to get fentanyl than groceries? What are you saying? What are you saying? Even if I try to steel man the point you're making, it is nowhere near remotely accurate. It's just like an absurd, hyperbolic statement. Okay, let's keep going.
We are a nation where fentanyl and other forms of illegal drugs are easier to get than groceries to feed our beautiful families. We have become a drug.
What's with the music? I'm sorry, I keep cutting it off, but what's with the music, bro? He tries to do this like pseudo deep thing of like, bro, you hear that serious music? I'm making a really serious point here, bro. It's like, you're Donald Trump. You're like the leader of the circus. Let's stop pretending like this is some deep-ass shit.
Easier to get than groceries to feed our beautiful families. We have become a drug-infested, crime-ridden nation, which is incapable of solving even the smallest problem. The simplest of problems we can no longer solve. We can't do anything. We are an institute and a powerful death penalty. We will put this on. We have to bring in the death penalty if we want to stop the infestation of drugs coming.
Okay, my best guess is homie's reading the teleprompter and he accidentally jumped a line ahead. Then he had to try to back it up. Then he tried to save it. But there's a part here that makes literally no sense.
The simplest of problems we can no longer solve. We can't do anything. We are an institute and a powerful death penalty. We
are an institute in a powerful death penalty. Somebody put that in quotes and tweet it, with like a picture of Trump. We are an institute in a powerful death penalty. Oh, we are all so fucked.
The simplest of problems we can no longer solve. We can't do anything. We are an institute and a powerful death penalty. We will put this on. We have to bring in the death penalty if we want.
We will put this on. We will put this on. We have to bring in the death penalty. He also messes up when he tries to say the smallest problem. Like, his brain glitches out. Why is he so wet, too? He's dripping wet. He's like a moist man. He's a sloppy, beefy, moist man.
Of solving even the smallest problem, which is incapable of solving even the smallest problem.
Even the smallest problem.
The simplest of problems we can no longer solve. We can't do anything. We are an institute.
We can't do anything. Very inspiring. This is inspiring stuff. We're terrible. Honestly, we're the worst. We can't do anything.
And a powerful death penalty. We will institute and a powerful death penalty. We will put this on. We have to bring in the death
We will put this on. We have to bring back the... Put what on? What do you got, a thong?
penalty if we want to stop the infestation of drugs coming into our country.
I don't know. I read somewhere. I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me on it. You guys, if you know, put it in the comment section below. But one of the things I've heard is that this music that he's got playing in the background is like some QAnon music. Is that true? I mean, that would be too... That'd be way too spot on, man. Holy shit. If that's real... But I don't know. This isn't his vibe. I don't know why you do the goofy-ass music behind you like this is some daytime soap opera where you're trying to have a... And then... Craig cheated with Jenny. Oh. Doon, 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 doon. You got the sad music in the background. I don't know why he would do that. This is not your vibe, bro. This is not your vibe. But this is one of a number of massive gaffes that have come out in the last few days. And look, you can't help but say they look their age, right? I'm not in favor of any kind of law that says, hey, if you're above this age, you can't run for office. I don't agree with that because there's some people who are really up there in age who are still sharp as a tack. But in the case of Biden and in the case of Trump, there's just so many examples of just like what the fuck are you babbling about, bro? Like, what are you saying? And it's okay every now and then to have a mess up or whatever, but when you say, what do you say? We're an institute in a powerful death penalty? Like, what are we doing here? One of the small problem?
Even the smallest problem, the simplest of problems we can no longer solve. We can't do anything. We are an institute and a powerful death penalty. We will put this on. We have to bring in the death penalty if we want to stop.
By the way, we should point out real quick, I mean, putting aside the silliness of this and how he's stumbling all over himself, I think the point he's trying to make there is we need the death penalty for drug dealers, which is something that he said repeatedly, which is absolutely fucking insane. Think about how insane that is. First of all, a lot of drugs should be legal, right? I mean, we should legalize, tax, and regulate drugs and treat people with a problem like it's a medical problem, because it is. Like, rehabilitation is the way forward, like medical treatment, therapy, things of that nature. But he's saying we should have the death penalty for people who sell drugs for sure. He might even mean people who use drugs. He said that previously in rallies. And that just goes to show you, I mean, this guy is rank authoritarian. It's so funny that half the time he acts like, I'm the freedom candidate, I believe in freedom. Freedom. He's like, you smoked weed, you should be put to death. What? And if we're really talking about killing drug dealers, are you going to arrest the CEO of Budweiser? Are you going to arrest the head of some company that makes vodka or tequila or whiskey? I mean, I'd argue alcohol is probably a way worse drug than a lot of drugs that are illegal. What about the head of the pharmaceutical companies? Hey, by the way, there might be other reasons to arrest the head of the pharmaceutical companies with all their fucking corruption and keeping the prices super high and screwing people over. So that's a little bit of a different conversation, but he doesn't mean arresting the CEO of GlaxoSmithKline or whatever other big pharma company is shoveling money into his campaign. He doesn't mean any alcohol companies. He just means, like, let's keep it real. In his mind, what he's referring to is some black kid in the inner city who's selling weed or selling cocaine or crack or whatever. For that person, death penalty. We need to bring back the powerful institute of the death penalty. We need to put this on. That's what we need. We need to put this on. He's spoken favorably of, like, China and how aggressive they are with criminalizing the drugs. And he's repeatedly said he thinks people should be put to death for that sort of stuff. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around a guy running as like a law and order candidate when he has 91 criminal charges against him. And he was just found liable for sexual assault, just found liable for defamation, just found liable for tax fraud and insurance fraud and business fraud. And he's out there talking law and order for everyone except for me. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.